Hey, how's it going, you guys? It's petplatypus here, and it's time to do a couple more episodes of Korra. The love triangle stuff, the episode. It's more like a love square, which I think is actually kind of more interesting. But still, this episode does go through a few cliches. But anyways, they're training, they're practicing, they're doing really good. The romance stuff is kind of coming in, Bolin's trying to hit on her, and she's kind of like not really caring, and she still's interested in Mako, and she talks to the little girls about it, which is completely useless, but they're kind of funny. And then we see Tenzin's wife, and she says some stuff, and it's kind of cliche, whatever, and she talks to him, and he says no, and then there's the other chick, and I'm like, oh, fuck. But what's good is that it's not like this serious, because what I don't like is a serious love triangle. If a love triangle is like more comedic, that can work better, and this episode kind of blends the two, and I thought it was very interesting, because Korra ends up going out on a date with Bolin, and they're, hitting it off very nicely. Bolin's a little desperate, but I mean, that's his character. We meet the wolf bats, scum, this dude with like the Kakyoin from JoJo hair. He's total scum, but again, very cliche character. There's nothing to this guy other than, oh, I'm so fantastic, and you're not. Oh my god, you suck so bad, I'm amazing. That's all there is to his character, really, and Korra scares him with her polar bear dog guy, and that's pretty awesome. But, yeah, she hits it off with Bolin pretty well. It's a fun little date to watch or whatever. Kind of like a cliche date. Everything's going well, and then, oh, she kisses Mako in that other scene, and they have a couple pro bending games. One they totally dominate. The other was awesome because it's kind of a rough game. They end up doing a tie, and then Bolin goes one-on-one with this guy, and that was really awesome because I like Bolin a lot. Like an earthbender bias, I'm sorry, dude, like, I swear, but he's also really, really funny, too. But after that match, we get the kiss between Mako and Korra, and he sees it, and his reaction was amazing, because I'm thinking, oh, it's gonna be this sad bullshit, and, but then he has this really comedic crying, and I did not expect that, and I thought that was really, really nicely done. But yeah, they're having a lot of group friction, because of this love square going on. Their last match is just horrendous, but Korra is able to pull it through and win by herself, which, again, kind of going against the cliche, because she actually wasn't just like, oh, we gotta work together as a team. It was, okay, I'm gonna have to do this by myself, because these guys are down and out. And they apologize, and it seems like the love square stuff has settled down significantly. It feels like they kind of did it all in one episode. Hopefully that's the case. We'll have to just wait and see. But I thought mixing a little bit of drama with the comedy worked very nicely. I thought it was a much better love triangle / square thing than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be worse than it was, but it wasn't that bad. Overall, though, this was a more cliche episode. You had the fun date, everything goes well, then something goes wrong, and you had, that kind of stuff. But, yeah, it was okay, and I'm glad they got through it rather quickly. Probably, the benefit of, having such a short little mini-series that they're doing, at least for the first season. But yeah, overall, it was okay. I mean, as far as character development goes, I mean, there was some relationship stuff, and they kind of moved past it, and they're going to be friends. So, I mean, character development, okay-ish. Animation, once again, amazing. Pacing, fine. Overall, like, the overall plot of the episode, it was okay. I mean, I'm gonna go with this episode like a 7.5 out of 10. Comedy was on point, of course, but I mean, it just wasn't like the best episode of Korra. Nothing mind-blowing or amazing, but it was still good. So I'll go like a 7.5 out of 10 for this episode. And now I will move on to episode 6. Okay, you guys, so episode 6 of Korra. Oh, this was beastly. Oh, this was a fantastic episode. Okay, so we get, essentially, they're ready for their game. They're ready to go. It's good game, good game. They're practicing. Everything's going good. But then, fucking Shyamalan shows up, and he's like, you're not going to do the match, or there will be dire consequences. And they're like, well, fuck. So they go to the council to see what the council's going to say, and the council's basically like, yeah, fuck it, give in to his demands. But then Chief Beifong, Toph's daughter, shows up, and she's like, no, we got this. My metal benders can do this. And then the one sleazy dude's like, oh, well, I'll side with her. And then they all agree. So the match is back on. And we get this scene where we find out that Tenzin's former love interest or whatever was fucking Beifong. And that's kind of awesome because when his wife was talking about, he had a former lover, but I won him over or whatever. I was like, oh, some unnamed bitch or whatever, but fine. But no, it actually turned out to be a character, so that's pretty awesome. That's a funny scene. And, it's insight into the characters and everything, some, semi-development. But then, essentially, it's the final match. And the final match is going pretty good, except for, the Wolfbats being motherfucking cheaters. Which is like, wow, really? And the ref is paid off. Fucking scumbag ref. And what ends up happening is they do end up losing the match because they are cheating. But Korra does get in this really epic shot where she fucking hits him right in the chin. Sadly, he returns that shot with rocks in it because they're cheating. But, yeah, they end up losing, and then a fucking Shyamalan shows up. And it's pretty beastly how they had the security down tight, but they didn't expect people to sneak in with the audience and be all, like, covert and shit. So that was really cool. They're doing their electrical zap thing, and it seems pretty dire, and, Shyamalan's giving his speech and everything, and it's cool. He's right, too. You're cheering for these cheaters and everything. Really awesome villain. Love this guy. And what ends up happening is Korra gets out, or they end up breaking out because there's Bolin's little fire ferret. He's awesome. And she ends up doing this cool little water tornado thing, but she doesn't get high enough. And then you get Beifong. And Beifong's a badass in this episode. This is an awesome fucking woman right here. She's doing cool, like, Attack on Titan shit with the fucking cables. And, like, I mean, this was before Attack on Titan, I'm pretty sure. But she's doing the cool cable shit and swinging her back up. And she goes up there to fight them. And they both end up there, and they're in this combat scene with these, chi blockers and the one dude with the electrical sticks, who Korra kicks his ass every time he appears. The first time was a sneak attack, but this was like a legit one-on-one fight, and she beat him, and it was badass. And Beifong was being badass. Once again, epic action. I honestly think I'm not liking Korra as much as the original Avatar, even though I am really liking the series. But I gotta say, the action might be better than the original Avatar. This is some really well done action. But yeah, Beifong's being a badass. They owe up to fight Amon, but they don't pull it off. Oh yeah, also Amon took away the dude's bending, I'm pretty sure, which does suck. I would have liked to have seen a pro bending rematch with these guys where Korra and them could beat them, but whatever. It does establish him as more of a threat, so it's cool. And you see all the fucking metal bending blimps crash down. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, this is a fantastic episode of Korra. I'm gonna go 10 out of 10 for this episode. What ends up happening though is she beats the dude with the lightning sticks within the little mustache. And her and Beifong, she almost dies. Beifong rescues her, really badass. And now Republic City is at war with the Equalists, and that's awesome. 10 out of 10 episode of Korra. This was awesome action, great animation, great. Comedy was perfectly fine. Not one of the funniest episodes, but it did have a lot of seriousness to it, and that makes sense. But yeah, just the pro bending match was great. It was just a fantastic episode in my opinion. So I'm going to go 10 out of 10 for this episode. And yeah, tell me what you guys thought of these episodes of Korra in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.